Hello, welcome back. This is Dmitry here with another tutorial of Xplat extensions for NX workspaces. And in this tutorial, we're going to be looking at this APIs for generating services, components, pipes, and that sort of thing for our projects. So when we go to the Xplat website and we go to this API location, we see all of these different packages for our extensions by Nstudio. I will show you what they are for. So when we go to our folder, when we come here and say we want to generate some sort of service, so we do for example an XG service. It says service not found, so we cannot really generate anything. So to generate our services or components or anything like that, we actually have to use the full name of our command. So in this case, we need to enter, if I want to generate it for Angular app, I would need to do nx generate, then the name of this thing, of the package that I'm using, then the type of component or service or pipe, what do I want to make. So in this case, let's say I want to do a service, and then the name. Actually, let me do some service. Okay. And let's do dry run. Right now it should actually show me which files it will generate. So when I do not classify anything, it'll just go into the libs folder, which is the core area, which will be shared in between all the projects. But I don't want that, so let's see what other features we have available. Let's take a look at the help. Okay, here it shows me what sort of flags I can set for this service generation. So whether it is for some sort of feature, for some sort of project, what platform it is it for, skip formatting, I never really used this one, and of course dry run to see which files will be generated, and help, this is schematics based flags. Let's see if we set our platform to web, because I want to generate the service for web-only projects, which will only run in the web browser. And as we can remember, we actually have, if we list our folders and we go into Xplat and then list folders here, we have this native script and we have web. So basically these are the platforms. Native script is a platform and web is a platform. So we're going to be making it for web. So we're going to only put it in for web. One thing that you should always do is make sure that you are in the correct folder. Right now I'm in the wrong folder. I'm inside Xplat. I should really be inside my workspace. So if I run the generate command here, we're going to have a problem. This is the problem that we get. So I have to make sure that I am in the correct directory. And now let's try and see which sort of files our generate command will produce for us. So here we are. The files that we make for the service will go into the Xplat web directory. Let's see what sort of files we will generate if we try a component instead. As you can see, the component will also be generated inside Xplat, web features directory, UI components. So it has an original path, like a default path, which it goes to. Let's try and see if instead of platform, we will try to dry run and see what sort of files we'll be able to create if we try to make it for a particular project. So let's list this. Let's list what kind of projects we have. Let's just list apps. Here we have WebNG tutorial. And let's try and see this. I'll just go for double check which commands we have here. Okay, projects. Okay, let's generate it for this project here. So instead of platform, I will do projects equals, and then the name of the project, and dry run to make sure that I don't actually create the files, but so that we can see the file tree that we're generating. Here we see it goes into the apps inside our project source app feature shared component, and inside some serve component. Okay, this is going to be inside the shared module. Let's see if we add a module as well. See if we can add a module that does not actually exist. So we'll do feature equals my feature. Dry run. Let's see what it will create for us this time. Well, apparently it says that the my feature module does not exist. Therefore, if we want to do this, we actually have to create a feature first. Let's see. We do have a way to create a feature. Let's take a look what sort of commands we have available. Okay, which projects, which platforms? Once again, only project. Generate for specified project only and ignore shared code. Only module. Generate just for the module and ignore the default component. So essentially when we generate a module, by default it will actually make a component, but with this it will not make a component. Create base component. This is the one that will go into the libs folder inside our root directory. It's the code that is shared between all the platforms. Routing. So let's see if we try to generate a module with dry run, what it would do. Let's see with only module. Actually, I made a typo here. Should do a feature. Okay, so it seems I have to specify names of the projects. Actually, let's try platforms first and see if it will do anything. Okay, so this thing requires either platforms or projects to be specified. So in this case, as we can see, if I was using this with only module but no component, it will generate the module file inside the core, inside the libs folder, which is shared between all the projects inside our monorepo. Then it will generate also the Xplat, which is specific to our web project, as well as the import index.ts barrels. Okay, let's try this now with another flag. Let's remove the only module and see what that will do. This time we should also get components by default. Yep. Here we also have components generated as well for the test module. Okay. Now let's put that thing back, and let's also try only project. I think it should probably give us an error this time because there's no project. Yes. Okay. Okay, so this requires a project name. Let me increase this so that it doesn't go all over the place. So if we specify a project and set only project, it'll only generate this module inside the project, nothing inside the Xplat, nothing inside the libs folder. So no sharing here. It's only project specific thing. Next thing we will try out is create base flag over here. In the documentation it states that by default it is set to false, so let's see if we set it to true if it'll do anything. Although I already know that for Angular projects it will not, because over here it says native script only right now. And this is Angular, so it shouldn't do much here. Let's see, create base equals true. So here it generates libs features. This is our maximum shared area, which is shared between all the projects. This is the Xplat web, which is only shared between web projects. Okay, let's see if we change it to false. It looks exactly the same. So not much change. You can basically try out all the different commands that we have here. Just make sure that you use dry run so that you do not actually add anything unless you really need to. Okay, so this is it for generation of different code schematics inside the Xplat. You can check the API for further instructions. Over here we have the Angular, also we have the Electron Angular, although one of the most important ones is actually this one, because the rest of them just have schematics for actually setting up the application and not much else. But the one which is the Nstudio Angular is the one with pretty much all the parameters that you need. This one and another one is also native script Angular. This one has schematics for components and features as well. Okay, I hope that this clears up some things about how to use schematics inside the Xplat architecture. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.